Today I'm going to show you something really exciting. It's a new kitchen appliance that's just launched in the UK, and if you love to do things really quickly but you want the food to be tasty, you want it to be healthy, you haven't got much time, you might be running around after the kids, you might have a really stressful job, you just might not even like cooking that much, then I'm about to show you something that's going to change your life. I'm not joking. So I want to introduce you to the Ninja Foodi. It's a pressure cooker. It's a steamer, it's a slow cooker, you can sear things, you can saute things, it's an air crisper, you can bake, you can roast, you can grill, you can pretty much do everything, and some of that you can do at the same time as well, so there's no need for loads of pots and pans, loads of cooking utensils, the washing up, forget it, there hardly is any, and basically it's like a kitchen do-it-all. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to be cooking teriyaki chicken and coconut rice, and everything I make is all going to be made in here basically at the same time in about 30 minutes or so. If you don't believe me, then stay and watch. To make the teriyaki chicken and coconut rice, we'll be using the pressure cooker, and we'll also be using the grill element of the Ninja Foodi. So it's really simple, and all you need, if you come over here, is 500 grams of chicken breast, 200 grams of long grain rice, some fresh broccoli florets, and some thyme, sea salt and black pepper, some teriyaki sauce, and some coconut milk. And that's all you'll need to make this really easy recipe. So to start off with, we're going to take the 200 grams of rice, and in the Foodi it comes with this pot. Just so you know, you can't dishwash any of this stuff, so don't do that. But there isn't much to wash up, so it's not a hindrance. So pop the rice in there. We're also going to put the thyme, so it's probably about depends how much flavour you like really, it's not a really strong flavour, but I'd say a tablespoon of thyme and a teaspoon of, or half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper, or just a pinch, whatever takes your fancy. And what you can do with rice in the Foodi as well is frozen vegetables, so you can actually put some frozen vegetables in with the rice and cook that as well. So you can do rice all different ways really. And now we're going to put 500 ml of coconut milk and 200 ml of cold water. We're going to put 3/4 of that in now. And once all your seasoning is in there with the rice, the coconut milk and the water, just give it a little stir, just to blend it all together. Also with the Foodi comes this tray. I'll put the chicken breast in, and then you can come and have a look inside the pot. So if you can get 2 chicken breasts that are 250 grams each, perfect. Unfortunately I couldn't, so I'm doing 3. This meal is for 2 people, by the way. Okay, so the chicken breasts are now on top of the stand, so you can come and have a look inside the Foodi. And now onto the fun bit, and that's where we actually start to use it. So, like I said, for this bit we're going to be using the pressure cooker side of the Ninja Foodi, which requires this lid. I do feel like it's a bit of a shield. Okay, sorry. Okay, so on the lid, I don't know if you can see, but it also has a vent and seal. These are really important because that's basically what makes it a pressure cooker. So let's put the lid on. So now we're actually going to start cooking our recipe, and we're going to start by using the pressure cooker part of the Ninja Foodi. So we can switch it on here. And to make sure, if you can see up here, that the pressure valve is actually set to seal. It's not rocket science, it's either set to seal or set to vent, so just make sure it's set to seal. So we switch the Foodi on now, and we press pressure because we're going to pressure cook. It's already on high, which is great, but we could change it if we needed to here. And we want it to pressure cook for 2 minutes. So we're going to use the time here and go to 2 minutes. And then we press start. What happened now is the Ninja Foodi kind of has these lines going around here, and that will keep going until the pressure has built high enough inside the Foodi. You might see a little bit of steam, there's nothing to worry about, it's just a sign that it's working. Once it has reached the pressure that it needs to be on the inside, it will then cook for 2 minutes, which in the big scheme of things is no time at all. So if you have any washing up to do, if you need to sort out the kids' packed lunch, if you have to hoover, sweep up, if you want to sit down and read a book, now's the time to do it. So just before the Ninja Foodi has reached the correct pressure and starts to work its magic on the chicken and the rice, this takes like 10 seconds. Just put the broccoli florets in a bowl with a little bit of olive oil and just toss them around. And that is basically all the prep there is for the next 5 minutes or so. So pretty easy so far, huh? Once the Ninja Foodi has built up to the correct pressure, you'll see that it automatically starts counting down. So we put in 2 minutes and we have 40 seconds left to go. And I guess basically now it's actually doing the cooking. With this particular recipe, what we want to do is once it's finished its 2 minutes, we want it to naturally release the pressure for about 10 minutes. On some recipes you can release the pressure yourself and it does the whoosh. On this one we're going to let it go naturally, so basically just leave it for 10 minutes and then we will release the vent, which will release any remaining pressure inside the Ninja Foodi. Now just leave it for 10 minutes. Once you've let the air release naturally for 10 minutes and you've released the vent, it's time to take the tray out with the chicken. What's good is that the pressure lid won't come off until there's enough pressure released from the Ninja Foodi, which I think is a really, really good safety feature. So if you're trying to take the lid off and it's not coming off, it's because there's still too much steam pressure inside and it's probably too dangerous, so just bear that in mind. So we're going to take the pressure cooker off now, or the lid off. So just be careful in case there's any bit of steam, and you can come and have a look inside to see what's happened. So now we're going to take out the tray that has the chicken on. Do be careful because it might be a tad warm. Okay, So first thing we are going to do is to stir give the rice a little stir at the bottom. At this point you can add a little bit more liquid. And we are going to generously cover this chicken with teriyaki sauce. What I should have said is when you take the chicken out or anything off the tray that's on the tray, it's always a good idea to put it on a plate because you'll get bits of liquid dropping down. So now we're going to liberally put some of this teriyaki sauce over the chicken. Then, once that's done, it's time to grab your broccoli and just place whatever you can around the outside of the chicken. We are going to pop this back into the Ninja Foodi. Oops. There we go. Now we're going to move on and use the grill part of the Ninja Foodi. Like I said, this is still all within exactly the same appliance. The only difference this time is we're using this lid, which is the lid that's attached to the Ninja Foodi. So we're going to pop the lid down. There you go. Once it's on, it will go back to 0. And we're now going to press the grill button. And we're going to set the time for 12 minutes. And press start. We've basically pressure cooked the chicken so that it's cooked and ready to go, the same as the rice. And that literally took 2 minutes once the pressure had built. And now we're grilling it, so to make sure it's fully cooked, a little bit crispy, and to make sure that all the water's basically gone from the rice. Best thing to do when you're cooking anything on the grill like this is to check it halfway through. So we'll be checking it after 6 minutes or so, just to make sure that it's how we want it to be. So just going to lift the lid, which stops everything, and just see how we're getting on really. So when you put the lid on, it automatically starts again. Whenever you're using the Foodi, the Ninja Foodi, make sure you're using silicone coated tongs or a wooden spoon. If it's on, don't use anything metal because obviously it's electric running through it. But yeah, 2 more minutes and we'll be ready to dish up. Woo-hoo! Now we're done, it's time to dish up. Once you've had the grill appliance, the grill setting on the Ninja Foodi, just beware that the metal rack is hot this time. So this is where this comes into play. So the last thing that I'm going to add, just because I love them so much, is just a sprinkle of pomegranate. So there we have it. This is teriyaki chicken with coconut rice and broccoli with a sprinkle of pomegranate, all done in the Ninja Foodi within around half an hour. There you go, enjoy.